want you to ask yourself, are you being as kind and as compassionate as you can be toward yourself as you go through insomnia, or if you're going through an insomnia recovery journey, wherever you're at, whatever stage you're at, how kind are you to yourself? By the way, I hope you can hear me. I set up this only spot that I can find in my dad's house where I can have some privacy, get some good lighting, and this air conditioner was not on when I set up. And now that I'm ready to film, it turned on. Hope it'll pop off in a moment. But anyway, let's talk about self-kindness today, because it really is a very important topic that we don't really consider when we think about recovering from insomnia. We think about, okay, having the right conditions, sending signals of safety, how we react to anxiety, all these different things, but we don't talk about self-kindness enough. And I think it's probably the most important thing that we can do to recover from insomnia. So the problem with self-kindness, or not giving yourself kindness, is it feeds into that fear and adds pressure. How do we react usually when we have trouble sleeping, or we're trying new things that we think are going to work and then it doesn't work? We react with, like, what's wrong with me? Am I broken? Something's wrong with me. What did I do wrong? Like, we're very hard on ourselves. It all comes down, we're doing something wrong, and we become tense, and we become more fearful, and we become more tense, right? Well, that's what we're doing. We're adding more pressure than we already have to sleep. We place enough pressure, like, oh, we need sleep to be healthy. We need it to be able to do our job, to get through the day. We place all this pressure on ourselves, which adds up, and we feel it. When it's time for bed and we have all this pressure behind us, it raises that hyperarousal level up. It raises that stress level. And when we aren't kind to ourselves, we are just adding to it. We're adding even more pressure on ourselves. We're very rigid and like, oh, something's wrong with us, and it doesn't feel good. And it just feeds into that fear. Remember, fear is what feeds insomnia and keeps it going. So we're adding on to that, and it keeps us stuck. And when we're not practicing self-kindness, we're operating from a place of control and not compassion, because we're trying to control the outcome. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this pill. I'm going to try this technique. I'm going to try hypnosis. I'm going to try this meditation. Like, we're constantly trying things to try to make ourselves sleep, which is totally understandable. I did it too, because we don't understand what's wrong. So we just have to keep trying things until we figure out what works. So we're operating from a place of control and not compassion. And that control is what's keeping us stuck again. Again, we're trying to escape sleeplessness. It's coming from a place of fear, and it keeps us stuck. So when we're practicing self-kindness, we're operating more from a place of compassion. We feel, I use the word soften, like we soften into the experience a little bit more instead of this rigid, fearful, tight place. It helps to soften. Be a little more gentle with yourself as you go through this process, and you're letting go of that control and trying to make things happen and control how it happens, control when you recover. Instead, we go to a place of compassion. And when we practice self-kindness, we're teaching the brain safety, because if we're operating from a place of control and we're not being kind to ourselves, like, we tighten, we become rigid, and we're hard on ourselves, like, what's wrong with you? I'm broken. Whatever stuff we say to ourselves that isn't very kind. When we practice self-kindness, we're teaching our body safety, or teaching our brain that we are safe, because we're more kind to ourselves. We're gentler. We soften. That's what's going to lead to teaching your brain that you are safe, so that you can overcome insomnia. Self-kindness can look like so many different things, whether it's how you talk to yourself, how you react to things, and just practicing that compassion. It can be like, it's okay that I'm awake. Yes, I don't want to be awake. It's just my brain is confused. It doesn't understand. And I just need to show it that I'm safe and that I am okay. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not broken. I just need to show my brain that I'm safe. It can be I'm not doing anything wrong, because we go straight to blaming ourselves or thinking we're broken, something's wrong with our brain, we just can't seem to do it right. Whatever it is, that's not coming from self-kindness. Self-kindness is realizing, I'm not doing something wrong. I'm doing the best I can. And even if it's just moments of softening and showing your brain that you're safe, you are doing the best you can. And you need to realize that nobody is perfect and you are not broken. Your brain's confused. It can be, I'm not doing the best that I can. A lot of my clients, they're always mentioning, like, what did I do wrong? I must be doing something wrong. And they're trying to analyze every little thing. But the brain it's funny. When we're recovering from insomnia, we'll have these moments of high hyperarousal. Your anxiety is up and you're sleeping less. It'll just pop out of nowhere. It's just your brain needing more reassurance that you are safe. And self-kindness is continuing to do that and realize that you're doing the best that you can, really. And it's moving through the day gently when you're tired and you're exhausted, instead of being hard on yourself like, this sucks, this is horrible. How am I going to do this? What is wrong with me? Instead of speaking to yourself like that, speak to yourself gently and realize, you know what? Yes, I'm going to be more tired, but I can move this day gently. I can take care of myself, get some fresh air, get some extra hydration, a little bit of movement to help me stay awake, and I can get through. Yes, it'll suck being tired, but I can do this gently. That is self-kindness. And self-kindness helps you heal. It helps you recover. That's what's going to push you forward. It's not about being perfect 100% of the time. It's about realizing you're doing your best and you're having these moments of gentleness and softening. That's what's going to lead to recovery. Not about being perfect and analyzing, what did I do wrong? That's when recovery happens. And one thing that really helps me is to think about how I would speak to someone like a best friend, or you when you're younger, like you as a little kid, or whatever, a little kid. How would you talk to them if they were going through the same thing? Would you tell them, what is wrong with you? Are you broken? Like, I don't know, whatever we say to ourselves. We wouldn't, right? Well, I want you to think the same way about yourself and speak to yourself in the same way. So that is it for today. I just wanted to bring that up because I had a client message me who was talking about something similar, and I was talking to her about self-kindness. So inspired today's video. I'm down in California. I live in Spain, for those of you who don't know, so I'm not on here as much, but I'm trying to get some nice tips up here to share with you that will hopefully help you during this week. So practice that self-kindness, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.